Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome to the ninth tutorial in the series, the basics of programming with Python. So today we're going to be talking about functions part 1, because we're going to be having a part 2 after this. Okay, so let's get into it. So when you want to write a function in Python, this is how you define it. But first, why do we need functions? So functions is going to be useful most likely when you want to repeat a number of lines of code at the same time. That's when you want to reuse some code. For example, let's assume you have some code in here and you want to use it several times, so you can make use of functions so you don't have to repeat it several times. Assuming you have a lot of printing here, so you don't want to be having print every time you need it, so you can just put that in a function and then you'll be able to execute that whenever you need it. Okay, so this is how you define a function. Firstly, the def keyword, and then the name of the function you want to give it. So you must have seen other functions like the like print function. Of course, you've seen it several times. This is a function in Python. So this is the name, and the name we want to call this function is what we will put here, which is hello. So as you've seen several functions like the print function, hello. You've also seen the import function, and we've seen some other functions in Python. So just as we have these ones that are called inbuilt functions, we can also define our own functions so we can reuse code. So just mainly for usability of code, that's why we have functions in Python. So let's just get straight into it. So then we have your def keyword first, your def statement here, this is your def statement here, and you make use of def keyword to define a function. After that, the name of the function followed by parentheses and your colon, then your block of code you want to run whenever you call the function. Very simple. Your def keyword, the def statement, and then the block of code you want to run whenever you call the function. And this is called function definition, by the way. So whenever you define a function, it doesn't mean you're going to run the function straight away. So let's save that and run it. As you can see, we didn't get anything. To be able to run this function, we need to call it first, and just as we call these ones, we need to be able to call it first. So we're gonna call it by typing hello and then parentheses in front. So that's how you call a function, the name of the function, then parentheses in front. Then we're gonna save that and we're gonna run it. Because you can see we have hello there. We can also have print hola. Okay, so we're gonna save that. And you see we have hello there, hola. So you can have this several times. You don't have to type hello there, hola 6 times. You don't have to type this 6 times or 3 times as them together. Oh, sorry, 3 times actually. You don't have to type it 3 times. You can just call the function 3 times instead. So we're gonna save that, run it. So it's gonna do that 3 times for us. So that's basically it with functions. And by the way, you must have noticed the print function takes in something we call an argument. For example, the string here in Python, this is called an argument. So we're gonna be talking about that in a minute. Okay, so in functions we also have what we call parameters. Parameters are what we pass in here as a variable to the argument that will be passed into the function. Okay, so don't get confused about that or with that. Okay, so we're gonna put name hello. So what this function is going to do is going to be saying hello to a person's name. What this parameter, this confuses a lot of people in Python or some other languages, the difference between parameters and arguments, and I'm going to explain that right now. So a parameter is the variable name in which you pass in here in place for the argument, which means when you're defining the function, the parameter you type in here, but your argument is what you type in whenever you are calling the function. Okay, so we usually pass parameters whenever we want to make use of values from an external source or something like that. So we're gonna do hola, and then we're gonna put comma and name. So what this is gonna do is whatever name we pass here, it's gonna print hello, and then it's gonna print hola. Let's cancel this, and so we're gonna put name in there. We're gonna put Hima, we're gonna save that and we're gonna run it. Okay, as you can see, we have LOD and we have OLMR. Perfect. Okay, so that's basically it with functions and functions with parameters. So this is called a parameter in this case, and this is called an argument. So I hope you get the difference, and at least this will make you better than some people that have been in programming for long, because they really get confused with it. Trust me, you can just play with them a little bit. Okay, so that's it for today's tutorial. Make sure I drop a tutorial this same week, because I don't think I dropped any tutorial last week, and that was due to the issues or difficulties I was experiencing with my PC. So I'm gonna make sure I drop the tutorials this week. The part 2 of this one will also be dropping this week. Okay, so if you like the video, make sure I give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.